These are the 2 exercises to get very big forearms. Your forearms are the only muscles that are always easy to see. But the problem is, as fitness trainer Samir Mandal points out, many people tend to ignore training the forearm muscles, especially older adults. But is it really smart to ignore training these muscles? Here is something most men and women do not know. Grip strength, according to research, is an important sign of the quality of life in older adults. And this is directly connected to the strength of your forearms. So building strong forearms is not just about how they look, but it will directly affect your independence, confidence, and ability to handle daily tasks without struggling as you get older. Your forearms have more than 20 different muscles. But to build size and strength, we need to focus on the main muscle groups. The flexors on the front create thickness and mass on the underside of your forearm. The extensors on the back create definition and width. The brachioradialis creates that impressive muscle shape near your elbow that really makes forearms look and feel powerful. Today, I am going to show you 2 main exercises you can do anywhere. Then, I will give you 3 bonus exercises that will take your forearm strength to the next level. Let's start with wrist flexion. This is your main mass builder for forearm thickness because it targets the wrist flexor muscles responsible for the bulk on the underside or the front of the forearm. Sit comfortably and rest your forearm on your thigh with your wrist hanging over your knee, palm facing up. This exercise targets the flexor muscles that create the thick, meaty size on the underside of your forearms. Start the movement by curling the weight up using only your wrist. Focus on getting a full range of motion. Let the weight stretch your wrist at the bottom, then curl it up as high as possible. Squeeze hard at the top and feel those flexor muscles tighten. To build size, you want to work in the 12 to 15 rep range with a weight that feels hard in the last few reps. Start light, but do not be afraid to increase the weight as you get stronger. Some people can eventually work up to 20 or 30 pounds. In this exercise, the key is controlled movement with progressive overload. Each week, try to add 1 more rep or increase the weight a little. This steady progress is what forces your forearm muscles to grow bigger and more defined. This exercise specifically builds the mass that gives your forearms that thick, powerful look from the side. The next exercise focuses on training the wrist extensors. When you train your wrist extensors, you balance forearm development and improve your forearm function, size, and muscle definition. In the same seated position, turn your hand over so your palm faces down. You will use lighter weight here, but do not let that fool you. This exercise is very important for complete forearm development. Lift the weight by raising your wrist up like you are waving goodbye against resistance. Focus on the strongest squeeze at the top. This is where the muscle building magic happens. These extensor muscles are what give your forearms that impressive defined look when your arms are straight. They create the visual separation and detail that makes forearms look muscular instead of just thick. Work in the same rep range, 12 to 15 reps with a challenging weight. As these muscles get stronger, you will notice your forearms start to look more balanced and complete. Here is a mass-building tip. Superset these with wrist flexion. Do a set of flexions and then immediately do extensions with no rest. This creates an incredible pump and forces more blood into the muscles, which helps stimulate growth. That is it. Those are the 2 exercises that build forearm size and strength that you can do anywhere. But we are not done yet. I have 3 bonus exercises that, like I mentioned earlier, will take forearm training to the next level. This is our first bonus exercise, the plate pinch. This targets your finger flexors and builds grip strength that leads to more forearm mass. Hold 2 plates together with the smooth sides facing out, pinching them between your thumb and fingers. This exercise builds the deep muscles in your forearms that add to overall size and thickness. For muscle building, focus on time under tension. Hold the plates for 15 to 30 seconds, squeezing hard the whole time. As you get stronger, use heavier plates or hold them for longer. This exercise adds thickness to your forearms from a different angle than wrist curls. It builds the muscles that run deep through your forearms, adding to that solid, dense look. Our next bonus exercise is the reverse grip curl, which targets the brachioradialis. That is the muscle that creates thickness on the outer part of your forearm near your elbow. This exercise works well for building forearm size and strength. When it is well developed, your forearms look thick from every angle, not just from the side. Hold dumbbells or a barbell with your palms facing down and curl the weight up. You will quickly feel this working the top of your forearms differently than regular curls. Use a moderate weight and focus on the 10 to 12 rep range. The brachioradialis responds well to this rep range for building size. As you get stronger, slowly increase the weight to keep challenging the muscle. The farmer's walk is another bonus exercise that builds forearm mass through long-lasting tension and heavy loading. Pick up heavy dumbbells or kettlebells and walk with them. The constant grip needed to hold heavy weights creates incredible forearm stimulation. To build size, focus on using a challenging weight that really pushes your grip. Walk until your forearms are burning and you feel like you might drop the weights. That is where the growth happens. This exercise builds both size and thickness throughout your whole forearm. The long-lasting squeeze under heavy weight forces your forearms to adapt by growing bigger and stronger. Start with a moderate weight and slowly work up to using the heaviest dumbbells you can handle for 30 to 60 seconds. Now let's talk about why forearm size matters, and it goes far beyond just looks or grip strength. First, injury prevention. Stronger, bigger forearms help stabilize your wrists and elbows, lowering the risk of problems like tendinitis and carpal tunnel syndrome. Many injuries in sports and repeated tasks are actually connected to weak forearm muscles that cannot properly support the joints. Second, functional strength that most people ignore. Forearm strength also leads to better hand control for precise movements, which helps in everything from cooking to using tools. Third, it supports all your upper body training. Bigger forearms let you train heavier and safer in all upper body lifts like pull-ups, deadlifts, and rows. In sports like tennis, rock climbing, and golf, bigger forearms mean better power and better resistance to injury. For advanced movements like muscle-ups or Olympic lifts, you need not only grip strength, but also active wrist and elbow stability that only comes from having serious muscle mass. Fourth, better posture and balance. Bigger forearms help upper body posture by improving stability. This can actually reduce strain on your shoulders and back, especially if you do activities for a long time or activities that need precise control. The bottom line is that forearm size increases strength, safety, and skill in far more ways than most people expect. We are not just building muscle for looks. We are building the foundation that supports everything your hands and arms do. Here is your mass building plan. Train the two main exercises 4 to 5 times per week. Yes, that is more often than other muscles, but forearms recover quickly and respond well to high frequency. Add the bonus exercises 2 to 3 times per week for complete development. Rotate them so you keep training your forearms from different angles. Focus on progressive overload every single workout. Whether it is 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, or holding for 5 seconds longer, always push for improvement. You should start seeing noticeable size increases within 4 to 6 weeks. If you stay consistent with the progression and frequency, your forearms will feel fuller, look thicker, and people will start noticing your grip strength. You now have the complete blueprint for building impressively large, powerful forearms that do far more than just look strong. These exercises will steadily build the muscle mass that creates real grip strength, prevents injuries, and supports every upper body movement you make. Are you ready to commit to the high-frequency training that builds real forearm mass? Let me know in the comments what your current forearm measurement is. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content like this.